for the General Assembly meeting of the SRC. We would like to give you updates from the meeting. Stay tuned.
The next thing that I will do is to swear in the elected and the duly elected Speaker and the Deputy. So please, these members, I modestly invite you to join me up here. I, having been elected as the Speaker of the General Assembly, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the SRC as by law established. So help me God. Alright, thank you very much. Please, these very two stalwarts here are going to be our leaders of the General Assembly for the 2021-2022 administration of our SRC. Thank you very much. Before you can catch the eye of the Speaker, you need to give us a sign. And it begins, I think the Deputy Speaker will demonstrate it as I mentioned and also give the instructions. We have a point of information. That is when an order is accepted by the House and any honorable member would like to make a submission. You show the speakers this sign, meaning we want to contribute to the business of the House. We also have a point of correction. That is, if any honorable member is not speaking to fact or probably is quoting something wrong, you kindly correct them with this. And it is actually up to the Speaker to accept it or object it. And we have point of order. That is, you are actually out of order. That is, we are discussing about budget, maybe pertaining to entertainment, and you are bringing in any other matter, meaning you are out of the order of the House, or probably any honorable member going against the constitutional instrument governing this General Assembly. We put you in order by showing up this sign. Yes, so point of information actually supersedes point of correction. That is, if you are given an information and someone gives a correction, if someone should give you a correction and the correction is accepted, the Speaker can decide to let you continue or not. That is actually what I mean by supersede. Sometimes corrections are very strong. That is when honorable member is leading the House astray. And also point of order actually supersede the point of correction. That is, when we put you into order, you are not allowed to speak to that matter again. Clapping in the General Assembly, we don't do this. We show this particular sign. When you are entering the General Assembly, it is required from you to bow down, to bow to the Speaker. When you want to leave, you also do that. You bow to the Speaker. And aside that, we have instructions, and I think this is our first meeting, so we didn't actually work out honorable members. You need to be official to represent your constituent. That is either in an African print or a long sleeve. I think most of us here know the normal official dressing for General Assembly. So I think in our subsequent meeting, we'll be taking note of that as well. And we don't want to spell out all the constitutional instruments here. As honorable members, we need to abreast ourselves with the Constitution. That is committee heads and General Assembly members, as well as departmental heads. Because it is believed that you took the oath under your Constitution, that is your department, but you need to be under oath before you are taken as a General Assembly member. Before that, after that, the deputies and the members will also take the oath. Then we'll do the separation of the General Assembly. Having been elected to the office of Having been elected as a member of the General Assembly of the SRC, do hereby in the name of Almighty God swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the SRC. I, on assuming office as a member of the Executive Committee of the SRC, do hereby, in the name of God, swear that I will strive at all times to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the SRC, especially the principles of meticulous accountability.
In fact, I'm extremely happy to see all of us here, but it's rather unfortunate that the Awana-led administration has not given me any documents yet. As it stands now, the documents that I have to get as SRC president, I have not been provided any documents as it stands now. I'm trying to reach out to him so that he will get the necessary document that belongs to the SRC. So as it stands now, in my capacity as SRC president, I may not be able to give the state of the SRC to the university community. So until he gives me all these documents, I may not be able to give the state of the SRC. I don't want a situation where my statement will be based on assumptions. Yes, it should be factual. Everything that we are doing here should be on records. And once we have a media here, he's taking records of everything. So as it stands now, I have not received any document from Master Awana. So on that note, I may not be able to give the state of the SRC to the university community. Thank you.
Good evening, honorable members of the House. So I'm in the person of Kunedu Pilot, the financier of the SRC, and our administrative budget for this administration. It entails 5 items. For the first one, we have the per diems of the various committees. So for the first one, the Executive Council, which constitutes of 18 people. And the per diem for each, they will be having 2 meetings. The per diem of each meeting will be 70 cedis. For the Executive Committee also, it entails 6 people. And they will also be having 2 meetings. And a per diem for each sitting will be 50 cedis. For the NUPS committee also entails 3 people. They also be taking, due to the time, they also have to merge all the activities into 2 meetings. And every sitting will be 50 cedis. For the ad hoc committee also, which will be formed after our presentation also, we will entail 15 persons. They will be having 2 sittings. And the per diem for each sitting will be 40 cedis. So we also move to the various committees of the SRC. For the Judiciary Committee, we have 7 persons, and they are all the committees also will take 2 meetings, and the per diem for each sitting will be 40 cedis. The disciplinary committee also have 5 persons, and the per diem for each meeting, which will be 2, will be 40 cedis. Welfare also entails 6 people. Per diem will be 40. Academic also 7 people. Their per diem will be also 40 cedis. Amalgamated also 3 people. and their per diem will be 40 cedis also. Procurement will entail 5 persons, and their per diem will be 40 cedis. The Electoral Commission will also entail 7 people. Their per diem will also be 40 cedis. The Finance Committee also will have 7 people. Their per diems will be 40 cedis. Entertainment, or the Interpol, it also entails 7 persons, and their per diems will be 40 cedis. Transportation, also 7 persons, and per diems will be 40 cedis. So the total for all citizens of all committees of the SRC would be 11,900. So we move to the second item, which is the accommodation allowance of the executive members. So for the SRC president and his vice, an amount of 1,000 cedis will be given to them to cater for their accommodation, since the halls won't be able to provide them with one. The elected executives also will be given 1,000 cedis for their accommodation, and the appointed executives, which will be 5 persons, each of them also will be given 600 cedis for the accommodation. Now we are moving to the third item on the administrative budget, which is the administrative budget here. So for transportation, for the SRC committee, executive committee, which are the 6 people, each of them will be given 200 cedis to cater for their in and out, their round. For the new executives too, they will be given 150 cedis for transportation. Airtime also will be 300 Ghana cedis. Yeah, for the PRO and the publicity committee. And also we have to purchase a toner for our printer, which is 150 cedis. A4 sheet 2 will be 2 packs, and each costs 100 Ghana cedis. So we move to the fourth item on the administrative budget, which is the office of the presidency. So the stipend for the office will be 500 cedis. The support for the office of the SRC presidency will be 2,000. The support for the office of the NUPS presidency will be 800 Ghana cedis. So the total of the support will be 3,300 Ghana cedis. For SRC projects, which is the final item on our list, we are considering providing 20 lavais bench for campus, and also with our marker boards, which most of them have been worn out, we provide an additional 7 marker boards, which each unit costs 400 cedis. So that's the total of the SRC project also will be 14,800. So as you can see, the grand total of all items on the list will sum up to 43,200 plus the contingency, which is 5% of the budget. So the total amount for the administrative budget will be 45,360.
I've seen that under item, the first item, the committees. I'm foreseeing some ad hoc committees, which the House has not agreed on any ad hoc committee, but they have been budgeted for. So I wish that they are being called off, they are being cancelled out of the budget for the House to approve on any ad hoc committee. There's supposed to be a defense on the ad hoc committee And if the House is not happy of it, we can decide to scrap it off. So I wish that one is taken off. And ad hoc committee has been budgeted for at the front part of it, which is 25 number of persons. I don't know if they got that calculation from the second table. The 25 member committee, which has been got in the first table, I don't know if they got those things from the second table. We will need clarifications on that. Also, about the SRC president and the vice, and then the elected representatives. In fact, we have to draw our attention to something here. Their accommodation allowance. In fact, as we were there in the first, or let's say the initial house, there were some services rendered by maybe, let's say, the quoted SRC president's administration. In fact, I would like us to spare the SRC's coffers by trying to reduce some amount here for the current administration, because you know we do not have much time. That's why we are all trying to see to it that some budgets are being approved, so that we can save the coffers of the SRC. Because time is not actually there. We are left about 3 to less than 4 weeks to vacate. And so we wish that the SRC, the executive committee, sit down and they help us so that such amounts are not approved for them. For now, I think these are the things that I wish to talk about them. The air time is too much. I wish they calm down so that we can all have a cool account. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
I'm not to make a correction or anything. I actually want to find out. I've gone through the budget and I have not seen anything for the women's commission, like the commission, myself and my committee members. And I've seen in this aspect, we have something for SRC executives and Nooks. Nooks, we have 3 people. SRC Executive Council, we have 6 people. How about the Women's Commission? We are left out. I don't know what's happening. I just want to find out if we are not part of the school or we should not be given anything like that. Thank you.
Last year mentioned a lot of allowances, but I didn't hear of the GA members. Yeah, it seems we've been left out. So I want him to actually speak on that. It's very important.
It's very important. It's very important.
Form a budget committee so that they will bring their recommendations, ask questions about it, because we are wasting our time going through this. It has to go through the budget committee instead. Because after everything, it will still go back to the budget committee. And it will wasting our time. Yes. Oh, they have to bring their recommendation. The budget committee must sit on it, bring their recommendation. Then we ask questions based on their recommendation so that we move faster, because there is no time on our side. Yes. No, it has to go through there. We will later come back.